So it's just before 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning. We're going for the tour, as I said, at 9, but there's still quite a bit of stuff I haven't filmed yet. So I want to try and get that out of the way, because I don't want to lose any documentation of this place, this magical place. The poor man whose vision and dream it was to create this never got to see it to fruition. It's just not meant to be. Look at this. The General's Room, the POW Lounge, the Heroes Bar, that's where we ate last night. Army Restaurant. What I ate last night was nothing short of phenomenal. They called it, well, every item on the menu is a Boer War, British or Boer general or personality. So I had the HB Herzog, which was a venison chop, and maybe springbok, some boerewors, and some sirloin in this barbecue sauce with salad and chips, and oh my god, guys, I ate absolutely everything. Look at this place. You know, those hot African days, you sit on these porches in the shade with the cool stone floor. And we're going to get to Cecil Road. So we're going to bring his the Zimbabweans, we're going to exhume him. Oh, right, we've missed him, but we'll go back. Have a look at this, folks. Saw it yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to look at it. I just saw it. I didn't even get a chance to look at it. A big, massive map. The South African War. Battlefield of the Greater Magaliesburg area. And you see there, Kruger Farm, Keita Heritage, that's where we are. Look at all these. Moodville, Costa River, Twee Rivier, Dwarsspruit, Zwartruggens Cemetery, Kleinfontein, Mosega, Ottershoop. Now Mafeking, that's where I want to go next week, if I can possibly get there. Look at all the commanders, all the generals. You know, this is where we came from, Pretoria, Battle of Diamond Hill. I'm hoping to go there. We came across, and the fella last night said there's another blockhouse at, can't remember what it's called, but near here. That's amazing, isn't it? But we're heading off. We've got to go and find Cecil John. Must have taken a wrong turn somewhere, because I saw him in the distance, but then we were moving away from him. These are all the things you might find here. Oh, I don't think you're going to find elephant, but mammals, snakes, birds. Here he is. You have to walk across the pond to get to him. Hey, Cecil. Hey, man. How's it? We walk across the pond. Cherry doesn't go in, because that would be a disaster. Look at it, the lilies, ones. Here we are, Cecil, sitting on his own, dreaming about Rhodesia. Here's the fella. Hey, Cecil, what's up? How's it? That's you know, the Rhodes Scholarship, named after him. He made a fortune in Kimberley, him and his brother, as millionaires do. He saw at the time of the diamond rush in Kimberley that there were lots of small individual stakeholders, and one by one he started buying them out until, you know, he made a huge conglomerate. They're still going, I think. I can't remember what. Is it Anglo? I don't know. And he was the man behind the Jamison raid. Of course the Boers didn't like him because, you know, he wanted all this for Britain. He wanted to see a rail line from the Cape Colony. You can see it here, Cape to Cairo. You can see he wanted a train line starting in Cape Town all the way up through the Orange Free State, the South African Republic, Rhodesia, right up to Cairo. And he wanted it to be British all the way. Okay, old chap, good to see you again. Okay. Well, there's a pussycat. This first cat I've seen in... Hello, sweetie. That's the first cat I've seen in Africa. Okay. So what I think now is we'll go and film some of the reception area. Because, yeah, that needs to be documented. You can see at this part of the Rhodes statue, Cape Town to Cairo, 1452 kilometres to Cape Town that way, and to Cairo it's 6,174 to Cairo from here. Doesn't sound a lot, really. Anyway, I wonder who's on at the reception desk. There you go. Of course, when you come in, there's a couple of people here that we didn't even notice. There's an Indian on one of the Indian regiments, and this gentleman here, we're not sure who he is. What's he got in his hands? Not sure. Don't feed the wildlife. Good morning. I wonder what time is checkout today. Okay, thank you. And we're going on the tour at 9 o'clock. We're going to the Kruger house at 9 o'clock. So we should have our luggage in the car, or we leave in the room?
You can put the luggage in the car, it's fine.
Okay, sure. You can see the government notes from the, I'm assuming.
Are you going to put the megapole?
Yeah. We're going with Eloise, I think.
Always.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're going to take our car, and he's going to show us through Kruger House.
Oh, okay, okay. Which room are you staying in?
We're in 26.
26.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Yeah, some of the stuff they found around here was covered in mud. For instance, that cannon we saw yesterday was covered in mud. These are official documents from the Boer Republic. You know, they got all this cool stuff. This is a yeomanry's tunic. They don't have any souvenirs. That's a weird thing. Look at this bronze carving of a Boer and his horse. Original artist by Phil Minar. We saw the toy soldiers. We didn't see this. This is a Zuid-Afrikaanse Republic Starts artillery. So this is the artillery on the Boer side. They actually had proper costumes or uniforms. The Transvaal artillery. Most Boers, as you know, just wore their farm clothes. We love this. We love this. This is a Canadian 1st Battalion. Rachel, this is for you. This is their ceremonial drum. The drum major always wears the leopard skin for some reason. I think that's a horrible idea, but what am I going to do? Hopefully these days they're just fake. I don't know if we can see the things in here. There's a small box with a picture of President Kruger. There's buttons. There's a British soldier's New Testament. There's the chocolate tin, which was a gift from Victoria. It still has chocolates in it. You can buy those tins on eBay. Some more of the President Kruger money banks. Some medals, some coins. Looking at it here, we've got a bit more light. There's the Kruger money banks. Oh, there's that pin that I've got. I've just seen a pin that I have at home. And I've never known what it's about. It's got two flags and it's got the commando in the middle. There's a bracelet made out of Kruger little coins from the South African Republic. Teaspoons depicting a Boer with his rifle and bandolier. Little busts of, looks like White and some of the other generals. Down here we've got Kruger playing cards. Boer knives. They all carried pocket knives. Another little toy soldier, an old bottle. Hang on, 1 pounder shell, the pom-pom. Oh, can you see at the back there? That's copper. That's a 1 pounder pom-pom shell. Pom-pom. There's a Boer Queen's medal. Some more playing cards. I don't think we came over this side. An old map. Lieutenant Colonel Airy. Nice portrait of a young Victoria up there. This is where they could have an open fire if they so choose. Lieutenant General Francis Cleary. Major General Clements. Lieutenant General Frederick Forrester Walker. Paul Carew. He's famous. And in fact, can you see what he's wearing? With the ruffles down there, we saw a uniform yesterday in a frame. A couple of that's a Boer, General Christian Bayers, and Edward VII. Bertie, they called him. You know, I get the impression that the British, they liked a bit of pluck in an enemy. They liked the thrill of the hunt and the chase. And I think that's why they threw so many generals and landed gentry and nobility into this South African war, is that there was lots of riding in big open spaces, and the Boer were more than a match as an enemy. And I really think they enjoyed the war. Are there no souvenirs to buy? No souvenirs? Okay. We didn't see this one properly. Here's the toy soldier collection. Got little miniature teacups. I don't know what that's about. There's Roberts at the back there. Here we go. Cutthroat razors, a farrier's hook to clean your horse's hoof. A Boer War match holder and striker. There's a little water bottle for a British officer. I think you'd probably keep your spirits in there, your brandy or something. Oh, look at that. Greetings from South Africa. We rely on you, are grateful. That could be the King's tin. There's one of those sort of viewfinder things where you put the pictures up and you see them in 2D. Beautiful little tin at the back there with the coronation souvenir. Okay. Victorian plated tea caddy. And there's a British soldier with his khaki helmet on. Look at that. The Freiheit. The old banner. And there's a hand painted the eagle of the Transvaal Republic. I think we can go into the Oval Room. A couple of things here. Once again, official documentation from the South African Republic. Okay. Alright, well, we might stop now. Oh, we didn't see this. This is the thing, there's so much we didn't see. I glanced over and saw this yesterday and thought this might be sort of a photo op set up that you might be able to sit, have your photo taken in this buggy. I thought wrong. Look at it. Still recording, yeah. That's original, isn't it? So what do we got here? Boer women. And we don't think about them. The English had said, let us capture the women, burn their farms and destroy their livestock, then we'll have won the war. The role and plight of Republican Afrikaner Boer women have always formed an integral and sometimes central part of the historiography of the Anglo-Boer War, especially during the scorched earth days and after the war itself, when they had to hold the family together after having lost homes and livelihoods. Remember, the British were going through and burning all their farms, killing all their livestock. So Mrs. Hester Cronje, we heard about her in one of those letters from the front when they captured them at Paardeberg, and the writer describes old Mrs. Cronje. It wasn't in a very complimentary way. Mrs. Jacoba Nonnie Elizabeth Delaray, the wife of Koos Delaray, big chubby Afrikaner woman. We've got Dreni, Susanna Johanna. She was a pioneer, you know, they called them the Voortrekkers. She was married to Petrus Jacobus Piet Joubert. Well, we saw him the other day, didn't we, at the blockhouse? We saw her great-grandson. She looks a hard woman, doesn't she? Mrs. Otto Krantz. Oh, there's that picture. Remember that we got a picture like that? The Boer women, they're armed, they're ready to fight. They said, we'll fight you, you British bastards. Come, come. Anyway, isn't that magnificent? I think that should be a photo op. We should be allowed to get into that old buggy, but you've got the thatched huts over there. Yeah. There's Gandhi. The Mahatma is over here. Gandhi, you know, he was in the Boer War as a stretcher bearer. Yeah, there's other stuff I'd like to see, but I don't think they're going to give us a chance. They've told us that we're to have the room cleared by 10, and they didn't seem all that. They didn't seem open to interpretation. So let's go up here. A couple of things left in the POW room, the lounge, which, as you remember, is to the side of the bar. Oh, yeah, we also wanted to get into old Ma Kruger's house. The guy last night said, see if you can get in there and have a look. But there's no one around. It's a Sunday morning. The staff are all, understandably, you know, just getting started. The big cannon wheel in the corner there that you don't even see. Have we been up here? Oh, this is the porch of the armory. So no, we haven't been up here. Hello. Can I film here? Just on the porch. Yep. Some more guns. Oh, these are the foreign aids. Look at that, see? Top of the list, the Australians. The New South Wales, the Bushmen. We've been following the Victorians, haven't we? The Lancers. South Australia, the Tasmanians. The Canadians. Ceylon. And these are the... Remember we read Brabant's Horse? We saw them. And somewhere there'd be the Scottish Horse. PQ, there they are, the Scottish Horse. We heard about them in Maryborough. Brilliant, eh? And these are all the British units. Look at them all. I mean, they had to throw absolutely everything they had against a bunch of farmers. I don't know if I've told you this before, but when I did that interview with Dis over there in Tel Aviv, one of his viewers asked me the pertinent question, what lessons are there to be gained from the Boer War? And I said, I don't know if there are any lessons, to be honest, but all I know is it's a cracking good story. It's a cracking tale, isn't it? That the might of the British Empire, the mightiest army that was on the earth at the time, with all the resources, were put in their place by a bunch of farmers in the remote Transvaal and Orange Free State. That's magnificent. But look at that mural. We didn't see that. No one told us about that. The African tried to pull us away from this. Look at it. That's beautiful on the thatched hut on the mud of the wall, isn't it? And it tells us what this is. The Battle of Buffelspoort. A 138 wagon convoy bound for Rustenburg is commanded by Major Robert Waldridge Gordon with a detachment of West Yorkshires and guns, the cannons. General Delaray, well informed on its route and movements in conjunction with General Smuts and Commandant Boshoff, plans an attack on the convoy as it enters the narrow Buffelspoort. Splits the force into three parts to approach the rendezvous position from different directions. Contrary to usual practice, the convoy is pushed on during the night to avoid a possible ambush. At 3 a.m, Smuts arrives. Finds to his dismay the convoy has proceeded beyond the planned ambush position and that Waldridge Gordon has wisely positioned soldiers in two positions on higher ground covering the pass exit. Now, I'm not going to read it all, there's a lot here. So the 1 o'clock the Donga is overrun and the convoy is in Boer hands. They were desperate for supplies. Delaray orders Boshoff's men to remove as many wagons as they can while the rest of the burghers attempt to force Waldridge Gordon to surrender. Now the British lose 18 killed, 22 wounded and 75 taken prisoner, while Delaray and Smuts suffer light casualties, only 2 killed and 7 wounded. They capture 138 supply wagons and 1,832 oxen. Clements leaves Krugersdorp, but he's too late to influence events at Buffelspoort. This painting of the Battle of Buffelspoort is the work of Dean Kelly, renowned South African military artist who is also responsible for the large oil in the Heroes Bar. Remember that big mural in the Heroes Bar? Trust me. And it actually answered the question of what that big slot in the blockhouse was. I was right. It was for a ladder, but the ladder came from the outside into that big, looked like an open doorway. Here's some of the colonial costumes again. Beautiful. Here's the Boer forces, okay, or the commandos. Bethlehem, Bloemfontein, Harry Smith. We've got the foreign commandos here, the Irish, the Dutch, the Germans, the Austrians, the Americans. There were a lot of foreigners came to help the Boers. The commandos from the Transvaal, Ilensfontein, Johannesburg, Klerksdorp. There is a Rustenburg commando. That's where we are now. Ambulances which helped the Boers, the Dutch ambulances, the Russians, the Belgians, the Germans. And here's a certificate to say that you served in the South African campaign. All right. I don't know what he was concerned about. Where was it going to go? Or maybe that's a commendation in there. Okay. Oops. Try and find Brian. Tell him we've got to get our stuff out of the room before 9. Oh, look at that. Look at this, guys. Look. It's a baby kudu. See if I can get it on the